All right, welcome to the Explainer. Look, we're all using AI, right? It's everywhere. But today, we've got to ask a pretty serious question. What is it actually doing to our brains? Because, some experts are sounding a major alarm.
Okay, let's just rip the band-aid off. A leading brain expert actually said this. ChatGPT is going to potentially increase your risk of dementia. Whoa. I mean, that sounds pretty wild, doesn't it? But it's exactly why we have to talk about this. This isn't some far-off sci-fi scenario. This is about the tools you're probably using every single day.
So, how do we even begin to unpack a claim like that? Well, it all starts with this really groundbreaking study that came out of MIT. And trust me, this thing sent some serious shockwaves through the neuroscience community. Get ready for this number, 47%. And nope, that is not a typo. Researchers hooked people up to EEG scans and found that when they were using ChatGPT to help them write, their brain activity just collapsed by nearly half. It's like their brains just decided to check out and go into low power mode. And it gets even crazier. This wasn't just some temporary brain fog. The study found that memory scores took a complete nosedive. People didn't even feel like the writing was theirs. But here's the real kicker. Even after they stopped using the AI, their brains stayed in that lazy state. The researchers called it a cognitive debt. It's like a mental hangover that just wouldn't go away. Okay, so what in the world is going on here? How is this even possible? Well, the science behind this so-called brain drain really boils down to one super important idea, something called cognitive load. The easiest way to think about cognitive load is it's a workout for your brain. You know that feeling when you're really wrestling with a tough problem or trying to learn a new skill? That struggle, that mental effort, that's high cognitive load. And just like lifting weights makes your muscles stronger, that struggle is exactly what builds a more powerful, more resilient brain. And this really gets to the heart of that old saying, use it or lose it. When you put your brain to work, that's the high cognitive load stuff, you're strengthening all those neural pathways, you're building resilience. And yeah, it's even linked to a lower risk of dementia. The big fear is that when you take a shortcut, letting AI do all the heavy lifting, you're bypassing that entire workout. And if you do that too often, well, your brain just gets weaker. Now, this isn't just about you and me and our own brains. The stakes are actually way bigger. We're talking about a massive societal shift, especially when it comes to kids, whose brains are still developing, and even how we connect with each other as human beings. And this is already happening. I mean, look at these numbers. About a third of parents in the US say their young kids, we're talking 0 to 8 years old, are using AI for learning. And you can see the worry setting in. Over in the UK, more than half of parents are scared their kids are getting way too reliant on this stuff, right at the moment when their brains are supposed to be doing all that critical growing and learning on their own. Okay, so let's switch gears to something a little different and maybe a little unsettling. I want you to meet Annie. She's an AI companion from Elon Musk's Grok, and, well, she's designed to be flirty, to be charming, to basically act like a friend or a girlfriend. The line between a tool and a relationship, it's getting seriously blurred here. So let's just ask the question, what happens when a lonely 12-year-old boy meets Annie? Well, brain experts are pretty freaked out by this. For young developing brain, an AI like this can totally hijack its reward system. It's like a constant drip of easy dopamine, that instant validation, without any of the hard, messy, awkward, but absolutely essential work of learning how to build real relationships with real people. All right, I know this all sounds pretty heavy, a little doom and gloom, but it does not have to be that way. The good news is, we're not helpless here. We can absolutely take control. It's all about having the right playbook for using these incredibly powerful tools to make us smarter, not the other way around. So how will you use AI? It really boils down to this fundamental choice. Are you going to use it passively, as a replacement? Hey AI, write this essay for me. Or are you going to use it actively, as a partner? Hey AI, here's my essay, help me make it better. One leads to a weaker brain, the other can lead to a much deeper understanding. And that choice, well, it's everything. So let's get practical. The experts have basically boiled it down to 3 simple rules. Rule number 1, amplify, don't replace. Use it to level up your own ideas, not to have ideas for you. Rule 2, question the output. Don't just accept what it gives you. Argue with it, challenge it, make it defend its answers. And rule 3, this is a big one. Alternate your tools. Mix it up. Do some stuff with AI, and then make sure you're carving out time to do deep, focused, brain-only work. But let's zoom out for a second. Because the absolute best defense for your brain has nothing to do with what you type into a computer. It's about the fundamentals. And in this new AI age, those fundamentals are more important than they have ever been.
And on this, every expert agrees. Your brain's best defense is the stuff we've always known. Exercise. They call it the best drug for your brain for a reason. Sleep. That's when your brain literally cleans house and locks in memories. Always learning new hard stuff. That's a huge strategy to fight off Alzheimer's. And of course, good nutrition. Getting enough omega-3s, which your brain is literally built out of. This stuff is your foundation.
So here we are. AI is the ultimate shortcut. It's powerful, it's tempting, and it's not going away. The real question isn't if we'll use it, it's how. So, are you going to take the easy path, the shortcut that might weaken your mind over time? Or are you going to do the hard work, use this tool as a partner, and build an even stronger, more resilient brain? The choice is yours.